Hmm. Ecclesiastes, or the Preacher, Chapter 1. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Ecclesiastes, or the Preacher, but Ecclesiastes is the common. The book of Ecclesiastes is the book of understanding. It's the book that, you have a book for wisdom, or you have a book for knowledge, you have a book for wisdom. You even have a book for sex and Song of Solomon, or it's intimacy, but intimacy, there's intimacy between brothers too, but sex, that's just male female. But Ecclesiastes, the book of understanding, chapter 3, to everything there is a season, and to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. So that's like, you have games that involve killing, or video games, but a time to kill, a time to heal, and that the application of that, the understanding that this book gives, because it's going over everything. It's like, you want the meaning of life, you want to know that everything is meaningless, something like that, you'll find it here. This is the book of understanding. This is what's going to tell you what reality is, how reality is. It's not sugarcoating anything. I mean, with the time for everything, with chapter 3, it's not saying benevolency. It's saying sometimes you gotta kill. Sometimes there is a time to kill. And so there's this thing about, I don't hunt. I mean, I could, but because I don't hunt, I don't want to shoot a deer. But someone who is used to doing that, no problem. But when you have someone who isn't used to doing that, it's like, isn't that wrong? But in the Bible it says, kill and eat. And that's a different passage. But Jesus, it's said to Peter anyways. It's said from heaven to Peter, arise, kill and eat. And it's about stuff that the Jewish were not supposed to be eating, but what God says is how it is, not what the doctrine of the not what the doctrine of Israel says, but of the nation of Israel says, but what God says, because there's contradictions, and so yeah. To everything there is a season, and to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, which is like rip, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, or in other words, a time to shut up, and a time to speak, or in other words, a time to let your mouth run, or a time to run your mouth. A time to love, and a time to hate. God is love, and we're supposed to be like God. God is love, yet God hates evil. So the time to hate is, I hate sin. I hate evil. I hate the froward way. I hate ungodly things and ungodly principles. I hate evil. There's your time to hate. The only thing to hate is evil itself. And that's never a person. Or that's like, when I say that, I'm saying the devil has made it to where he is no longer redeemable. So you have God's people, man, woman, child. Never hate them, because they can always be redeemed. They have to get as bad off as the devil to not be redeemed, but it's never time to hate them, because by hating them, it's like you're up here, they're down here, you start hating them, now all of a sudden you're down here. But when you love them, you're up here. And while you're up here, they can come up here too. So don't go down here with them. It's better that you show God and they come up here with you. But yeah, there is a time to hate. And it's not vain, it's not stupid. It's not stupid hate, it's something that is just wrong. Hating that. Hating dishonor, stuff like that. Not hating the person who was dishonorable, but hating the dishonor. A time of war and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be circumcised in it. No, not that word. I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And God doeth it, that men should fear before him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And God requireth, or requiteth, God requiteth, or requireth, it requiteth or requireth, that which is past. And moreover I saw under the sun, the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts, even one thing befalleth them, as the one dieth, so dieth the other. Yea, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All go on to one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?